Sorry, I think I'm a couple of minutes late. I had to go and find the dog. He was going mad outside. Hi, good morning everyone. Happy Sunday. Sunday today, isn't it? There he is. Good boy. Okay. Just going to wait for a few of you to join us. Hi, good morning everyone. We're going to be doing hugs and kisses today. Sending you all hugs and kisses. We're going to make a lovely little bracelet. I probably won't make the whole thing because it is a little bit of a longer make. Morning, Joe. But we've got some really beautiful pearls and crystals in the kit, so it can come together quite quickly. So I'm going to show you the whole pattern itself. This is what we're going to be making. Morning, Bernie. So it's the hugs and kisses. We're going to be using 2 different sizes of glass satin pearls. We're also going to be using some 4mm crystals. I've got some invisible thread. Not quite sure how that's going to show on the video, but we will try our best. Morning, Jackie. I hope you've all had a lovely morning so far. It's my dad's 60th birthday today. Bless him. So he's just celebrating at home with mum. Happy birthday, Dad. So we had a lovely FaceTime this morning with most of the family, which was really nice. So yeah, it's a bit of a strange one for us really, but I hope you're all staying safe at home, enjoying the sun. I think we've got another really nice hot day. Morning, Judith. Morning, Stephanie. Just back from my walk. Hope you feel better. Thank you, Stephanie. Yes, I do. I've been trying to save my walks for later in the day. It's obviously quite warm now and my dog's very furry. So yeah, I'm saving mine for later on, but I hope you had a lovely morning. Morning, Kim. Hi, Angela. Happy birthday, Dad. You'll probably kill me for saying this, but hey ho. Morning, Wendy. Okay, so I've got lots of you joining, so we'll crack on. Okay, so the materials that I'm using for today, like I just said, in case a few of you've missed it, we're going to be using an 8mm satin pearl, a 3mm satin pearl, and 4mm crystals. It's got lovely rondelles. This is the bracelet that is available on the pattern download today on the Totally Beads website. So most of you are managing to get them in the allotted time. So they are only staying live for 24 hours. So until tomorrow morning, Kitty is going to be doing the live in the morning, and they start at 10 o'clock. So until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning will be the Hugs and Kisses download. It's a really beautiful pattern. Morning, Julie. Happy birthday, Sarah's dad. Oh dear, I'm going to have to show him this. He'll be totally embarrassed. So Hugs and Kisses is the download, which will be available from this morning, so it's Sunday today, until Monday morning at 10 o'clock. It's a really beautiful pattern. You can also adapt it into necklaces and earrings as well. Kitty sent me some beautiful samples. So you can take smaller little sections of the pattern. You can integrate some of the graduation with the beads if you want to do earrings, and there is also a necklace here as well. We are using magnetic clasps, which is great, but they all stick together. Okay, so you can see here there's a beautiful necklace as well. So there's lots of different takes on the pattern that you can then adapt. Morning, Alison. Love these bracelets. I hope your dad enjoys his day. Oh, thank you so much. Morning, Julie. Morning, Tina. Dad's gonna love all the love for him today. Now, the pattern, like I said, is available for 24 hours. What Simon and Kitty have also done on the website for today is put on, because we were getting lots of messages about actual kits to be able to use with it and the materials. So what they've done is put together 10 strands of the satin pearls, and what one will probably show you the finish the best? Probably the purple one. The satin pearls have a beautiful sheen to them. Let me block some of this sun for you. They've got a really gorgeous sheen, and they've put together a kit, or a bundle rather, which are 10 strands of pearls of 8mm and 3mm, so that you can make this pattern. They are normally £20, and they have put them on the website for £9.99, which is an amazing price. So for 10 strands, which is fantastic. And that will obviously be on the website so that you can make patterns like these, mixed colours. You'll have everything that you need to be able to create several sets, or whether you want to do the necklaces as well. So that's really lovely. And of course, we are only doing the PDF for 24 hours. We've had lots of messages about previous days. So do make sure you share the video on your Facebook pages or some of your crafty groups, and obviously allow your friends to be able to get that PDF while it's available. So yeah, I think that's everything that I have to say. I'm going to tilt the camera down so that we can start making the bracelet itself. So I've got a magnetic clasp. Now, like I said, I am using invisible thread. So I'm using a nylon thread here. Completely invisible, but hopefully you're still going to be able to see it. I've cut about a metre. Now the pattern itself calls for about 1.5 meters, but like I said, I'm not going to make the whole bracelet because it is a little bit longer. Morning, Sophia. Really love making your bracelets. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Tina. I'll pass on all your best wishes to Dad. So we're going to start making the bracelet. I'm not going to make the whole thing because it is a little bit longer, but what I'm going to do is show you the pattern repeat and then show you all the top tips so that you'll be able to obviously make it, and hopefully then we've covered everything for when you're doing it on your own. Now my throat is a little bit better. Obviously, I did get a little bit croaky in some of the video yesterday. I'm going to try and keep sipping my tea, so do excuse me. I'm not being rude, I'm just making sure that I don't lose my voice. Okay, so I'm going to cover and block some of the sun. I haven't got any blinds up in the study yet, but hopefully you're going to be able to see. Let's tilt this down. Excuse all the mess in the background. I had a very crafty day yesterday. Okay, so like I said, I've done about 1 meter of my thread and I'm using 2 easy eye needles. So just like the needles that we used yesterday, the whole body of the needle actually opens up. Hopefully you can see the thread okay. Do let me know if the sun is getting in the way too much, and I can rotate myself around and block it. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh dear. Okay, I knew it was going to be like this. Who's got the Sunday feeling today, eh? Hold on 1 second. Okay. Sorry, Kitty. Okay. Let's try again. I think we are angled and we are okay. So the whole body of the needle opens up, and then it's going to make it really nice and easy for you to thread your string through. And like I said, I'm using an invisible thread. Now, it does tend to kink actually as well. Angela, at least we know you're live. You do indeed. No airs and graces with me, I'm afraid. We're all enjoying being at home, so it's not particularly the professional setup that you're used to with Kitty, I'm afraid. Okay, so I have here my beautiful crystal rounds, and they are in 4mm. I have my 8mm pearls. I'm just going to tilt you around a little bit more so you can see a bit more of the mat. There we go. And then I also have my 3mm pearls in satin. Can everyone see okay? The comments are in the way, so I can't quite see the video, but I'm hoping that the lighting is okay. All right, so we're going to start. I've got a needle on both strands, and I've added on my magnetic clasp. So we're starting from one end of the bracelet and making our way through to the next. And onto one strand, I'm going to pick up one of my rounds, one of my smaller pearls and a large pearl, and bring these down to the middle. And when you're starting, just make sure you are centralising your beads. So you are definitely taking it all the way down to the middle, because you don't want to end up with one strand longer than the other. And on the other side, I'm going to add one of my crystals and one of my smaller pearls. And again, bringing this down. And you'll see that the beads, even though they're small, I'm just going to make sure I'm in the middle. Lovely. Even though the beads are small, they're going over the double thickness of the thread through the needle absolutely perfectly. So it's not too much of a struggle. So you can see I've got on one side a larger pearl, and on the other, I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to pass it through the pearl. And for your first one, this is going to be a little bit trickier, obviously, because we are just centralising it. I'm passing my needle through in the opposite direction. And this means, again, trying to keep everything centralised. When I pull these together, it's going to make a loop. And that's going to just hug my clasp really beautifully. And it's just like doing a right angle weave, but I'm using 2 needles, which often makes it a little bit easier, especially when you're using a thread like this as well. Good morning, Sheila. Hi, Angela. Christine, no, you don't need to order the PDF. Yeah, that's right. Sorry, I should have covered that at the beginning. When you go onto the website, just select the categories down on the left-hand side, and there is a section called Free Projects. when you go into there, you'll find the PDF. Just add that to your basket and check out, and that will be emailed through to you. So there's no orders needed. We've just done the big bundle of the beads themselves because we were getting lots of questions about having some deals on them and making sure that you could get the right materials if you don't have them already. We're trying to do these PDFs with things that you have at home in your stash, but if you do need any, then now is obviously a great time to top up as well. The guys are still running the warehouse beautifully. The kits are all going out to you. Everything's running smoothly. But we have done that deal with the satin pearls. So normally £20, 10 strands, but it's £9.99 for today, I think, or that might be ongoing perhaps for the week. Okay, so now we're ready to do our little pattern repeat. What we're going to have is 2 of our smaller pearls. So I've just added those onto both of my strands. We're then going to add a large pearl and a smaller pearl again, and then also 1 large pearl. And I'll show you that. You hear the dog yawning. Okay, so onto 1 strand. That's my pattern repeat. And on the other strand, I'm only going to repeat this section because this is going to be our crossover pearl. Morning, Jane. So pattern repeat, small pearl, adding on my larger 8mm pearl and my small. And then I don't need to add the larger one because I'm going to borrow it from the other side. So again, I'm going to take my needle, pass through the pearl in the opposite direction. So you do want to make sure that you are crossing over every time. And then when I pull this nice and tightly, you will get this lovely little section. Now, with the finished bracelet, we're going to go back over these sections and we're going to embellish the top of them with a cross. And that will be using our crystals so that you get that really beautiful finish. But this is all we need to do to create the base of our bracelet. So we'll repeat it again. I'll do this a few times so that we can then go back and embellish it as well. So a small pearl, a large pearl, a small pearl, and a large pearl onto 1. And that last large pearl is the one that we will cross over through. And then each time I'm finishing, I'm just embedding my needle into the board. And then I'll take the second strand, a small pearl, a large, and a small. Bring those down. And again, we're going to borrow that pearl from the other side, the large pearl, and cross over in the opposite direction. Pulling that through. And again, now you'll see I've got the next section. So it's a really nice way of doing a right angle weave with 2 needles, because if we were to do this with 1, there's lots of crossing over. So you would be coming back in little figures of 8. And then of course, because we're going to make our way back through the bracelet again, you kind of don't want to take up too much of those space in the beads, the holes, with lots of passes of your thread. So this way we are actually keeping those open and able to go back and embellish again. So again, it's just a pattern repeat. So you can see once you've mastered the first couple of steps, it becomes really nice and simple. Morning, Anna. And then you are just going to keep on repeating. So the nice thing is using this thread as well is that you don't need to worry too much about your tension, which of course is great when you are, well, not even just new to beading actually. Worrying about tension is for all of us, no matter how long you've been going. Okay, and again, just crossing over through that larger pearl, coming through, and of course this thread doesn't knot and you're not going to pierce it. So look, you can see how quickly it comes together. I'm going to repeat it once more and then I'm going to show you how to go back and embellish. I'm just going to top up some of my beads. So I keep them on the strand. I just decant off of there a few that I need at a time. Sorry, that's probably quite noisy for you. Get a few more crystals as well. Let's do one more and then we'll go back and embellish. So you will do this until you get the required length of your bracelet. And do remember, the clasp for this is quite large. We're using a magnetic clasp. I do normally say leave about 1 inch for your clasp. The great thing is, obviously, when you have attached it at the very start like this, you don't need to add those measurements in because you can include it when you are sizing up against your wrist, which is obviously really handy. You'll go all the way along your bracelet and then you will attach the other side of your clasp in exactly the same way. So you just want to make sure, we've added on the extra crystals with the clasp, so you just want to make sure that you do that at the other side as well. And I'll show you that again in a second as a reminder. Pull this one through. So when you're adding your clasp at the other side, just remember to add your smaller pearls, but then 2 of your crystals as well. And then you'll be ready to start working back on yourself. So I'm going to do that now so that I can embellish this part of the bracelet. Just as a reminder, this is what we're making, in case you missed the first part of the video. So at the moment, we've created this base layer. And what we'll do is go through and fill the little loops up at the top with this crisscross effect. So this is why it's called hugs and kisses. So in sort of text speech, when you send hugs and kisses, it's zeros and crosses. So the zeros are the hugs, the crosses are the kisses. These are the little 0 loops that we have on the bottom as the hugs, and we'll go over the top with the kisses. So when you attach a clasp on the other side, you want to pass through the larger pearl to finish. And this will give you the correct positioning to actually come back over. And just to show you on the PDFs how clear it is, Kitty actually spends a lot of time doing beautiful illustrations. So you can see just how clear it is. You can see the thread path. You can see all of the beads that you need to add. And it's all written as well as the illustrations. So it's nice and clear for you. Okay, so once we have passed through our larger pearl, we're going to add on the embellishment over the top, and that's just made up of the smaller pearls, our 3mm in this case, and the 4mm round facets that we've got, the lovely crystals. So I'm going to add on a smaller pearl, 1 of our larger crystals, and a small pearl. And we're going to do this in 2 passes, just like we did with the other one. So small pearl, another crystal, and another small pearl. Oh, come on. Move these down. And we're going to cross over diagonally. Let me just get these down. Some of the smaller pearls, because they have that lovely satin finish to them. Let me just get the pliers. When they have like a painted or coating on top, sometimes some of the holes aren't as open as they should be. So I just like to hold my plier onto my needle, which will just give me that extra grip. I don't quite have that grip in my hand. So if you find that any of them don't quite go through the beads, that's the best way to get it through. Okay, so we're going to cross over diagonally, and we're going to cross through the previous pearl in the opposite direction. So you can see I'm exiting from my right on here, which means I'm going to cross over through to the left side of the other pearl. And don't worry too much about your tension here, because once it's through and you pull it tight, just make sure that your needle goes underneath your cross. Pull that through, and once I tighten this up, it'll all go into place. Obviously, you'll have a bit more tension on your side because you'll also have your clasp. Pull that through. Sorry, I'm missing some of your comments here as well. Hi, Dorothy. Oh, good, not slept in. No, we're all here. Hi, Jane. Where can I find the PDF on the website? So if you go onto the Totally Beads website, you will find that there is a category down on the left-hand side called Free Downloads. Pop in there and you'll find the PDF from today. Add that into your basket and just check out, and that will get emailed through to you. So like I said, it's for 24 hours only. So you'll find this on there until tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. They are also offering some bundles with the satin pearls. Make sure you have a look at those. And I'm going to tell you about a kit sale in a moment as well. Okay, so then we're ready to add on to our other strand. Now you can either take this strand and work all the way through your bracelet, or you can do it in stages. I quite like to do it in stages so that I know I'm getting the right pattern and I'm not missing out on any beads, because it's a bit annoying if you have to go back, like I did with my bracelet yesterday. Now we're going to borrow the very central pearl in here. So we are going to add on a small pearl and a crystal. And where the pattern then adds an extra pearl, we're actually going to cross through this one. So where I have my cross already, I'm going to try and pick it up without it all coming apart to show you. Where I've got my centre smaller pearl here, I'm going to cross through in the opposite direction, just like we did on the base. So I'm going to take my needle, cross through in the opposite direction, and I think this is the annoying one. Oh, here we go. I've obviously opened up that hole. There we go. So if I pull this nice and tightly, sorry, I'm a bit fingers and thumbs today trying to show you, but I'll finish this one and then I'll show you. We're going to add on the other crystal and the other pearl. And then again, I'm going to cross through the large pearl in the opposite direction, and that will cross over. And I'll pull these tightly so you can see. So there is the cross embellishment up on the top. So it's very simple. Once you've actually got the base layer, and then we're just going to embellish over the top, it's just a pattern repeat. So again, once you've mastered that step, it's really nice and simple. So I'll do another couple just to show you. Move these pearls over here. So it's a small pearl, your crystal, a small pearl, your crystal, and a small pearl. And again, I'm exiting from the right-hand side here, bringing these down. So I'm going to cross over and pass left to right through the next large pearl. And once you've done the first couple, you'll see that the tension is actually going to hold it all into place. So it just becomes easier and easier as we go. So there's given me one side of my lovely little cross. And then we'll repeat on the other side, but leaving out that centre pearl. So a pearl and a crystal, crossing over through that centre pearl in the middle of my cross. And you're just always going in the opposite direction. Bringing that all the way through. And then again, a crystal and a pearl. And crossing through that large pearl again in the opposite direction. Pull these in nice and tightly, and you'll see you've got your second cross. So it really is a simple pattern, but very effective, which of course we like. Let me just move you up. Hello. It's a really nice simple pattern, but very effective as well. Let me just check on a few. Debbie, sorry, hang out the washing. Love this pattern. Good to see you're busy this morning, Debbie. I'm about to go and do the same. Jane, thank you. I have the PDF. Perfect. You've gone and found it. Now, as I said, they are doing a satin pearl bundle today, which will be available on the website. So it's 10 strands of your satin pearls in 8mm and 3mm so that you can create this pattern. Normally £20, $9.99 on the website today, which is lovely. And we do also have a kit sale. We've had lots of messages. The PDFs are fantastic, but you don't always have all of the materials. So there is a kit sale on the website. Some of the stocks are really low. It's kind of leftover kits that we have when we do things like TV shows, when we've launched kits. There's always the odd few that they make up as extras, really. And of course, they end up on a really good deal for you, like they are at the moment. So there are a few odds and sods if you are looking to start some new patterns, looking to top up those stash of all of your beads and components, then of course now is a really good time to do it as well. Jane had to buy the pearls as well. I know, it's too good a deal to miss up, isn't it? Angela, are you on Creative Craft on Wednesday? Yes, I am. So I have a 9 o'clock show, which is the jewellery hour on Wednesday on Create and Craft. Have I still got my lavender on the window? Yes, hold on, I'll just grab this. So this is what I'm going to be doing on Wednesday. I was telling everyone that my mum and I picked a load of fresh lavender for my wedding, which was a couple of years ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. can't remember. And I made some French beaded lavender to put in a little pot as a little keepsake. We've actually done some workshops on these down at the warehouse at Totally Beads. So I've got some French beaded lavender on. I also have some really nice Rivolis. They're also going to be on, and a few extra other bits and pieces that I've been working on with Kitty. So Kitty did a Facebook Live last night. Sorry, look at the state of me. Kitty did a Facebook Live last night letting you know what we are doing next week. So we are going to continue doing the PDFs every day and the Facebook Lives. Thank you so much for joining us for them all, because we're all keeping each other company, keeping us all sane and keeping us busy, which is really nice. So we've got the new lineup for next week. They'll all be added into the events on the Facebook page, both on mine and on Totally Beads. So you can go into those events. It will give you the title of what we're going to be doing, but you can also say that you are going to it or that you are interested. And by doing that and clicking on those buttons, you'll actually get notifications of when the event is coming, and you'll also get reminders. So hopefully you won't miss out on them. And remember those PDFs. Oh, Kitty says she's already done it. It's all added. Fantastic. So you can go and find those now. Please do share the posts as well. Obviously, it's really nice to have a little bit of company and interaction at the moment as well. So make sure your friends don't miss out on those PDFs as well. Mary, this was one of the first bracelets I made and still love making them. Stay safe, everyone. Thank you, Mary. Yeah, they are a beautiful bracelet to create. As you can see, we've done as much of the embellishment as I need to show you today, but these are the end results. They're absolutely beautiful, and you can do them in so many different colours as well. And of course, being magnetic clasps, they're nice and easy to put on. Do let us know if you make any of the necklaces or the bracelets from them as well. I'd love to see how you're adapting the patterns. We do also have the Totally Handmade Totally Beads Facebook group. So not only do you need to go and visit the events to find out on everything, but if you go onto the groups, you'll also see that everybody is sharing the videos and their makes and pictures of what they have been making as well. So it's a really nice group. We've got a good few hundred people in there now. All like-minded beaders. So if you are looking for inspiration and a few beady friends, then that's a great place to go as well. Debbie says, thank you, Sarah and Kitty. You are more than welcome. Sue, thank you, Sarah, for your shows. More than welcome. Obviously, yes, the studios are still running on skeleton staff and crew. We're super safe when we go in there. All of the internal doors are left open, so we don't need to touch anything, social distancing. And anyone in between shows pretty much sits in the car or goes outside for a bit of fresh air. So the footfall in there is really limited. So at the moment, touch wood, we are still running as normal and keeping you those shows as well. Dorothy, thanks Sarah, and thanks Kitty for the bargains. I know, it's fantastic. Do let us know if there is anything else you would like to see, or if there are any questions that you have on any of the techniques that we've been covering. Kitty and I keep a close eye on the pages throughout the day, and we're here to answer any of your questions. So Kitty will be here in the morning tomorrow, which is Monday. Today's Sunday. Haven't really got track of time at all. Sheila, I'll be at work on Wednesday when you do the lavender, but will I be able to watch later? Yes, you will. So I believe the Create and Craft website still actually has the catch-up. I think it was taken down for a little while, but I believe that's back on there now. If not, if you are able to record the show, of course you'll be able to watch it back at any time. Kits will also be available on the Totally Beads website, and I'll make sure that I share as much of it on here as I can as well. There's always repeats as well. So Create and Craft also have a channel called Craft Extra, and there are various different repeats that play throughout the day as well. Camille, better go and check out the bargains. Thank you, Sarah and Kitty. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much. I've got a day of DIY today, cleaning up the house, and I'm also going to try and turn my hand to a bit of embroidery. So I've got a little embroidery kit that I found in all the stash around here. I've been meaning to do it for months, so I'm going to make the most of the weather, sit outside and do that. Thank you so much for joining us. Kitty will see you tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock, live on the Create and Craft page for another Facebook Live, and I will see you, I think my next one is on Thursday, and I'll see you on Create and Craft on Wednesday at 9 o'clock as well. Thank you so much. Stay safe, everyone. Enjoy the sun and stay home.